Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Final Fantasy Wave X's video, and this is recorded after the maintenance is over, so there are no buffs. Sadly, no buffs. No secret buffs like Lena. Okay, well, I'll try and review this still as much as I can. So, his base form is pretty good. As base forms are usually pretty bad nowadays. His is pretty decent. I mean, he has triple cast now. He has 100 times mod dark aim and weight chaining, which I used quite a bit. 130% dark apparel, pretty good as well. So that's pretty decent. And in his brave shift form, 300% low burst damage, 500% cap, 300% attack passive, so you don't worry about anything like that. And 1000 attack when unarmed. 120 times mod boost to LB on a cooldown. And his brave shift LB is 9 hit dark physical damage with 180 times mod, 130% dark apparel. And also this LB here is very versatile. You could use it as a chaining modifier with 2 phase, or you could use it as a finisher. Most people are probably going to use it as a finisher because you can't bring dupes to anything other than outside of Vision World, Dark Visions, and Clash of Wills. So I'm probably going to use it as a finisher, but I'm just stating that you could use it as a chaining as well, because I've done that before. So no infinite turns, that'll always be there if they don't have them, and this guy does not. And also the cooldown is quite long. Roka can help a little bit, I suppose, but he's very good as a Neo Vision Awakening, probably one of the best Neo Vision Awakenings in the game. So at least they're giving us one for free, I guess. I mean, it's something. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep in mind my scores have changed. I'm giving him an 8.5 out of 10, which is very high. He's a very good Neo Vision Awakening, definitely worth the materials to get to EX2 at least. I wouldn't worry about EX3 unless you are a crazed lunatic and you have a lot of shards. So yeah, very good unit, for probably one of the best Neo Vision Awakenings in the game for sure. So very nice. We have Grahf, who is the main attraction, and his base form is okay. It's not amazing, but it's just okay. It's like a weaker version of the Brave Shift form, which is pretty typical when it comes to things. But you can use his base form to prepare for using his Brave Shift form. In the imbues that he has, you can dispel those with Rage Beast Roar, a free materia. So if you have Rage Beast Roar, you can just use it on him, and his imbues will go away, but the mods will stay. That's how, at least on the JP version, that's how we were doing it. If there's another way, you could do that as well, but I don't know how it's more simple to just do that. It's a single target remove of certain things, I believe. So not really gonna go into the base form too much, because it's just basically the same thing as the Brave Shift form, but just not as strong. The Brave Shift form is what everybody wants to know, right? 300% LB damage, but we don't really care too much about that all that much. 500% cap, 1000% attack when unarmed. I forgot I was supposed to explain this. 200% machine and also human killer, pretty decent. I'm gonna quickly go over the 1000 attack when unarmed passive. So this passive, very similar to a lot of things like evokers have, where they have several stats that increase their evoke little burst. This guy has, and all three of them have a special passive, and you might have noticed in units in the past, like Leela, for example, who has an attack boost when unarmed, but it was very low, but it didn't stack with your regular attack passive, and that's what's happening here. That's the reason why you're able to see over 10,000 attack, because it's not worrying about your regular attack passive. So you could cap 300% attack on him right now, and you would still get more because of the 1000 attack. So it's not the same. It does not stack with the other, so it's good. Or it does stack with the other, I mean. They're separate, so it's good. Brave Shift LB, 130% Earth and Peril, 150% low burst damage, fine. 200 times earth physical damage, 6 hits, and you get a 80 times mod boost for that. Not really worth it, my opinion. You can use it to wait until your cooldown comes up, but 50 times, 3 times, it's 3 times. So 50 times, 50 times, 50 times. And with a 50% defense ignore, and it is a mod boost that can be mod boosted, of course, and can be abused by Roka, that I've been saying for many months. Roka makes him a beast, even more of a beast than he already is. So if you have Roka, you are going to be a killing machine, for sure. So some cons, I don't really think they're big cons. I mean, no infinite turns. I mean, you usually can get things done pretty quickly with him anyways. If you got yourself set up properly, you don't need to worry about infinite turns. And his Brave Shift his Brave Shift cooldown is locked behind EX2, but if you have a buffer, if you're using Roka, who cares? And if you don't intend to use his LB, then it's really not a big deal anyways. So it's not as big of a deal, really. Honestly, it's fine. So there's Grahf. His STMR is top tier. Of course, you could use Equip Helm and equip the crown on him in his Brave Shift form. It's actually would be better than just equipping Lightning's STMR. So if you can do that, it would be great. I'm sure most people are going to do that. Equipping his STMR on his Brave Shift form, not really that worth it, because you're using Equip Helm to equip that, and no, not really as worth it. It's more slot efficient to use Equip Helm to equip the crown, because then you have more stats and you have 600% cap, which is important. Remember guys, you only have 2 spots for killers. You need this TMR equipped, so you have only 2 spots for killers. Because you don't have to worry about lone burst damage or anything else, you just have to worry about killers with those 2 spots. That's all you got. So it's a little tough, I know, but you gotta do it. So I'm going 9.5 for Grahf. Very strong. Doesn't have to worry about variance. Even with the variance change, he's still gonna be top tier. And he is still being used on the JP version as a secondary finisher. There are several clears on the JP version, like Kugel for example, who's still bringing him because he's that powerful. He is non-elemental finisher that is extremely flexible. Very good. He's not locked to elements like other units are. And finally, someone who is locked to an element, fire. We have Id here. In his base form, I mean, he gets chaining passives for his, he auto cast for his passives for his chaining. He gets some decent chaining modifiers, I guess. In his Brave Shift form, some killers, 3% low burst damage, fine, that's okay. 500% cap. He also gets the attack when unarmed passive. In the Brave Shift LB, 3 hit fire physical damage, 130% fire in peril, 150% low burst damage, whatever. 200 times mod. And on top of that, he gets 80 times mod, so it's 280 times with the cooldown in this Brave Shift form. No infinite turns. His mod boost is locked behind EX2, which is actually a big deal because you need that if you, I mean, come on. And even with the mod boost, it's just, his damage is well below most units. It's only 280 times mod when most units are 300 times or more. So the only reason you're pulling him is 1 for nostalgia or 2 for his STMR because it's quite good. I've been using it a lot more on the JP version. My JP review, I was like, it's not that good, but it actually is quite good because people are using LBs more often, guys. So using LBs more often, you have 100% LB fill rate, and you have also LB3, so it's pretty good. It's pretty reliable to get the LBs done with that. So he's just not very good. And if you're using him as a chainer, you might as well just use anyone else. Right? So I'm giving him a 6.5. Very low score, I know, but there's really nothing that special about him. He didn't get any buffs, would have been nice. If you got a buff on his Brave Shift LB, it still probably wouldn't have been enough because it's 3 hits and it's kind of awkward, but you could make it work. Imagine if it was at least 300 times mod, no, at least it was 250 times mod, and then you would use the LB cooldown to boost, so it would be at least competitive. Yeah, so 6.5 for id. He's STMR fodder pretty much. Alright guys, thank you guys very much for watching. Sad for no buffs. I'll still be pulling, but I'm not going to be spending any money, of course. I haven't actually spent money on Global in quite a long time, so yeah. I'll be doing some pulls tomorrow because I have to do the review for the JP version later. So tomorrow, if you're looking forward to just some salt pulls, you'll see them tomorrow. Anyways guys, thank you guys for watching. Peace.